I put some salt and sugar. You can use any type of salt, kosher salt, but the moment it's very fine. Okay, so it can't go through. You don't want to have like coarse salt. Okay? And you can see the way I clean the salmon. I remove the belly, any bones or any the heads and the very tip of the tail. I remove it. Yeah. So after that, it's very simple. You first add your dill. Be very generous with your dill, because remember, after that, when it's cured for 24 hours. You're going to need to remove the salt and sugar. You're going to need to rinse it very gently. So some of the dill and pepper is going to disappear. So this is a pink peppercorn. Pink peppercorns is not very spicy, but it's an awesome flavor. So you want to tap it down, make sure everything is pretty much tight and on your fish. Again, what I do, I'm going to mix the rest of the salt and sugar.
You don't turn the fish over?
No, you leave on the skin on the bottom. Okay. Yes, doesn't matter. You want to be completely, you don't want to have any area where it's not covered with the salt and the sugar. You're not going to eat all this. And the smoked salmon is the same process. All right. My dad was using sel de mer, from Vendée or Bretagne or French fine sea salt, and just put sea salt, and then the next day we just had to smoke it in a cold smoke.
And this just sits overnight.
Yeah, to 24 hours. If you add curing salt, I would say a little bit less, depending on what kind of salt you're using. The salt I use, this one is kosher salt, but fine grind. If you use sel de mer, which has a more iodé, a stronger flavor from the sea, then I would suggest a little bit less time. As you can see. The Gravlax, is impeccable. And that's exactly what I just did. I didn't hide any process or anything. It's not like magic. It's
So you washed all the salt and everything?
Yeah. So the salt and sugar comes out very easily, and you let it dry for a few hours in the fridge, and then you marinate.
Marinated with olive oil and lemon.
And olive oil and lemon juice.
Did you put dill back on it? It looks like there's dill on top.
No, yeah, but that's the same. But the dill stays. Magically everything stays. The salt and sugar, goes away. Okay.
And you said don't use curing salt, or you can use it?
You can, but minimize the hour of curing. Difference. The way you cook sous vide is. It keeps your steak, in the perfect temperature, the way you like it. All right. So as you can see, I put it at 125 degrees. I set for 125. So this is going to be medium rare, and you're going to need to cook it for 45 minutes. All right. So rare usually is 120. Medium rare can go to 125 to 129. If you want something medium, then you bump it up on more degrees, so it's going to be 135. So when you do a sous vide, actually by 95% of your steak is going to be medium rare. All you need to do is put it on your pan and just make it very hot pan, and you caramelize your steak, and that's it. This is the end of it. So I'm going to add some. I'm going to season in my steak. I use any salt you want, but you want pretty much heavy on seasoning. Never be don't be cheap on seasoning, because it's going to help to give a nice crust. So I'm using olive oil. You can use canola oil, vegetable oil. You just make sure is not too hot, because olive oil doesn't have a high resistance of heat, but have an awesome flavor. So what I like me to do at home, that's the way I do at home. I add olive oil, and of course, because I'm French, I'm going to have butter. A little butter. So it's going to turn to a little bit brown, so that we call noisette. So that's a butter who is going to give hazelnut flavor to your steak. And at the same time, I put a bunch of thyme, and I'm going to put garlic. So what I do, I take the grease, the olive oil and the butter, and the flavor of the steak. Most of the time, we do a steak with shallots is with hanger steak. I love hanger. So you let reduce, cook the brandy, and then you can a little bit of parsley, maybe green, not too much. And then I like to add more butter, because that's why I have a big tummy. We say stuff like that, only me. Voila.
Great.
So now the next step is you guys. Ready for to take your station. I'm going to bring you your steak, and I will keep a brandy in my hand. So when you're ready.
We're gonna cook now. Here's ingredients. Are you ready for this? Oh, this knife is good. It makes it really easy.
Looks very sharp.
Yeah, it is. I'm going crazy. Oh, are we using all of this? It seems like a lot. And I'm done.
1 minute.
Thank you, chef. Now I am adding the olive oil first.
Just wait the olive oil to warm up a little bit.
Okay.
It's on. It's good.
Then we add the butter.
Then
Just add as much as you would.
well, we start halfway.
Okay.
Then after you can always add more.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, nice. Very good. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, stream monitoring.
Woo! There it goes. Thank you.
Your table?
I made this.